Hey, good Saturday afternoon, everybody. This is BAM Weather Meteorologist Jonathan Kipper here, giving us a little forecast update here on this Saturday of Memorial Day weekend for the Coca-Cola 600 tomorrow night. Now, being from central Indiana here, a lot of us have racing ingrained into us as we go through Memorial Day weekend and we honor those that gave the ultimate sacrifice for our beloved country. One of the things we do around here is we watch and we look forward to the racing on Sunday. For us here in Indianapolis, it's the Indianapolis 500 is what our main thing is, but we also look forward to ending the night with the Coca-Cola 600, and for the third year in a row, there's going to be some rain chances that work through the Charlotte area throughout Memorial Day weekend Sunday. We take a look at the current radar here on Clarity, and right now not a whole lot going on. It's going to be an awesome Saturday here for practice and qualifying for the Coke 600 as well as the Xfinity race later on this afternoon and early evening. But we see these rain chances that are further to the west. They're into Georgia, into Tennessee, into Alabama, and expanding further to the west. This is eventually going to work its way into the area overnight. We take a look at the hourly forecast here on Clarity, which I have set for Charlotte Motor Speedway, and you can see these rain chances just continuing to work throughout the morning hours and into the afternoon hours on Sunday. If we take a look here at the current favored simulated radar, let me go ahead and hide that toolbar here. We're going to be using our synoptic weather platform here, an awesome tool to be able to show this off and some features here. But one thing we'll notice here is that the rain chances start to work back into the area once we get into the early morning hours here on Sunday. You can see by the time we get towards about 1 to 2 to 3 a.m., you can see some scattered showers continue to work across the area here. I do think that the most persistent chances, these are going to remain further along to the south, into South Carolina, into Georgia, and even into far western parts of North Carolina towards the Appalachian Mountains. But I do think that we are at least going to be dealing with rain chances in the Charlotte and Concord areas getting into Sunday morning that are really just going to continue throughout the day. Now, it can be a tad overdone, I think, right in here, because we are going to be battling some dry air, which I'll touch on here in a second. But I do think that we'll at least be dealing with spotty rain showers, light rain showers, throughout the morning hours and then even getting into the early afternoon hours. Taking a snapshot here at about noon on Sunday, and we can see these rain chances, the majority of them have moved further along to the south and to the east, but still dealing with some spotty chances that are extended all the way from Greenville to Charlotte to Concord. They continue to work through by the time we get towards about 2 to 3 to 4 p.m. Now, once we get into the late afternoon hours, the rain chances do slowly start to work away and further along to the east. Now, this is where once we get past about 4 to 5 p.m. and into the rest of the evening hours, we have green flag just a little before 6:30 p.m. tomorrow evening. One of the things we need to watch out for here is the exact coverage. Right now, that's where model data is a little bit in disagreement right now with what coverage exactly looks like once we get towards about 5 to 6 p.m. and beyond. This model we're going to be showing here is that once we get towards about 6 to 7 o'clock, you see these most persistent chances are further along here to the east, towards Fayetteville, towards Durham, and further along into eastern parts of the Carolinas here, as well as some additional chances that are working across Knoxville, Johnson City, Bristol, Asheville. These are eventually going to work their way further to the east, but we do think that once we get into those early to mid-evening hours, we can see more dry time than not across this Charlotte metro area, most importantly for Concord, North Carolina at Charlotte Motor Speedway, getting into the evening hours here. We take a look at 7 to 8 to 9 p.m. Will there be the isolated chance of a light drizzle? Very light shower, yes, but we do think that there is still going to be more dry time than not across the Charlotte and Concord areas throughout the evening hours. It's once we get into the early morning hours on Monday, towards about 2 to 3 a.m. on Monday, where we start to see these chances pick back up and coverage really starting to get going. So while we can see a couple of those isolated showers and drizzle, don't want to take this 100% verbatim across the area, but we do think that the majority of chances will sit further along here to the east and to the west for the race tomorrow night. And a couple of the things here that we're noting is we take a look, especially getting into the morning and into the afternoon hours, we can see across the Charlotte area, drier air. This is taking a look at relative humidity here, and we can see RH values in the upper 40s to low 50s. Now, these do gradually start to increase here the later on we get into the PM hours here, but we're still looking at only RH values in the high 60s to low 70s across the area, even getting into the evening hours. It's not until we cross midnight where we start to see the air closer to the surface really start to become more saturated, start to get a little more water into it, and we really start to see things start to get going and those better rain chances once we get later on into the early AM hours on Monday morning. Now, even this model right here, the favored model, there are some models that are a little bit drier, which is where if you're taking a look at some models or you see some things on the internet, it may show coverage a lot more hit and miss in nature. But what we're going with right now is we do think that there's still going to be some RH values that can at least put together some spotty, isolated rain chances and drizzle throughout the race across the area. Now, I do keep saying light. Why? Because if we take a look at 1 hour rainfall totals here, as we go 7, 8, 9, 10 p.m., even some of these areas that are seeing the rain chances, if I take a point and click, we're looking 0.01, 0.02, 0.04 being possible. Those heavier rain chances are sitting further along here to the east here. So even if we do get caught under a quick shower, we're only going to be looking at trace to a couple hundredths of an inch. So definitely something that we need to get the dryers out a little bit, but overall going to be looking at more dry time than not for the Coca-Cola 600 on Sunday night. Now that's the latest we have for you. As always, make sure you're checking up and keeping up to date. If you have any questions or anything, please check out Clarity. It's an awesome platform. You can get these same updates and the same information that we're giving right here. So hopefully we can stay dry here for both the Indianapolis 500 and the Coca-Cola 600 tomorrow night. I know we will all be hoping that we are. See you guys soon.